I've got Valo and Mige. Is that how you say it? Mige?
That's exactly how you say it.
From
I like to give people liberties with
yes, I've got him, of course, in the... Well, they're not in the studio, but I'm speaking to them. Are you in London right now?
At the moment, yes.
Yes. And it's all about the new album, really. I've been hearing lots of flutterings in the media about the new album, various things. It's going to be called Tears on Tape.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I can gather, I've played a track a while back, but I've just got a new track as well, which we're going to listen to at some juncture. But yeah, it's called All Lips Go Blue. And what I can make out from it is you've still kept the kind of trademark hymn sounds, but you kind of added a bit more balls on the guitars, maybe.
So that's it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You said it, man.
Yeah, wrinkled old man's balls.
Yeah.
But
balls
yeah,
have finally
with
descended.
sprouting grey hair. Having the attic smell.
I kind of read somewhere that you wanted to kind of beef up the guitars and go back to, I suppose, earlier sounds a little bit on this one. Is that what you did?
Well, I say that, you know, when I was working the songs, it sounded so wimpy and weepy, just played on acoustic, that we really needed tons of fat and meat around the bones to make it, you know, sound like him. So I think that's the main reason for it being the way it is.
Yeah,
you know, if you strip out the riffs of it, like All Lips Go Blue, it just sounds like the Ronettes, which is exactly what we don't want to be. But I couldn't help myself, you know. It's a perverse thingy. It's like you know, musical masturbation.
Yeah,
it's always been like that though. Him, it's this weird kind of juxtaposition between big kind of riffs and then, you know, kind of love songs in a lot of way, dark love songs, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lots and lots of fans. I played All Lips Go Blue the other week, and there was. Well, Twitter just exploded, so things are looking good for the album. I've heard that you're going to release it in a fairly unconventional way as well. You're going to be putting it kind of out with a magazine or something like that.
Yeah, at the moment we're just working with Metal Hammer, lovely people. Were there at their headquarters yesterday, and there's going to be this special super edition fan pack thing, which is 132 pages of everything him related. It's not necessarily just about us. We're trying to get some interviews in, for example, me interviewing my hero Carl McCoy from Fields of Nephilim. You know, incorporate stuff that makes him him. So it's going to be like an 132 page magazine. There's going to be a poster, like super big, like dog poster, like what we had in the 80s, and the actual album with some bonus tracks and a digipack edition, actually, what it is. And we're going to work on the artwork as well, try and make it different from the actual jewel case thing that's going to come out later.
Yeah, I think Machine Head did one not long ago for their last album, and it was a really good thing. Obviously, they're a rival magazine to us, you know, but at the same time, you know, we've all got to support the rock, the metal, so yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a really, really good way of getting it out there, to be honest. And are you happy with the album? You know, in retrospect, you know, now it's all finished and things like that.
No, we hate it.
No, I can't stand the sight of it.
No, that's how it is. That's how it is when you record an album. Yeah. After you've worked on it for so long, there's a little point where you go, I never want to hear this again.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it's not like that with this one. Not at all. You know, it's I just can't wait to get back to the rehearsal place and just working on the live version of them. Since we're going to start touring as well, we're playing London, and then heading over to the States in early May, doing the special gigs and stuff like that. So that's going to be exciting. Yeah. So it's not all bad.
Yeah,
not only North.
And has life been good generally? I suppose I'm asking Ville more than anyone. Has life been pretty good? You know, because there was quite a gap really between, you know, your last album and things. You know, and you were quite quiet for a bit. Were you just working on songs?
Yeah, well, basically, I wasn't quiet back home. I was screaming and shouting at my missus. You know.
I suppose I didn't see you.
Bake me more muffins, baby. But no, we're working on the music, and then one of the reasons for that long break was the fact that our drummer suffered an injury in his hands. He had some nerve damage, and he couldn't play for 8 months. Ooh. So we were on the verge of. We didn't really know whether we're going to break up or if we can continue as a band, since it was pretty serious at that time. We had to wait for a month at a time, and it didn't get better, it got worse. And then after about 6-7 months, it started getting better. And And then when we headed over to the rehearsal place, was it late last May, everything was fine and dandy again. And I think because of that break, we had a lot of youthful energy we haven't witnessed in like 20 plus years. And got the stuff together fairly fast and went into the studio, and here we are.
So he is okay now?
Oh, well, not mentally, but, I think the hands are okay.
Yeah. Right, so I've asked you if you could choose a few tracks, some tracks that have been an influence on you, an influence on your work, or just something you loved when you were growing up, really, just to get a feeling of, like, what you listened to. So let's do one, really. What do you want to go with first?
Well, the obvious choice for me would be Christian Woman by Pt.1.
Oh,
as
lovely.
a tribute to the great late Peter Steele. He's such a huge influence on what we do. They were one of the first bands to incorporate the sweet with the heavy, that melancholy type, and then at the same time being very, very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, I didn't really understand them when I first saw them. I saw
the
it
same
on...
thing.
It was shocking when you heard it first time.
Yeah, I saw it on Headbangers Ball, I think, Christian Woman, and I was like, it's goth, but it's kind of heavy, but it's really melodic, and it's kind of like,
the same thing. I didn't get it at all at times, And then the album is very varied. If you think of Bloody Kisses, there's so many different kinds of things going on. There's like Kill All the White People.
Yeah.
Kind of like super angry kind of punky stuff, and all of a sudden something really pretty and mellow. And
he loved messing around with people's heads, didn't he? And kind of just being really provocative.
Yeah, he was very successful at that.
So let's do it anyway. This is Christian Woman on Kerrang Radio by Type O Negative. I'm here with him. I didn't expect that one, to be honest, but that was your choice, wasn't it, Midge?
Yeah, Dave Grohl, he's a legend.
And he's licked my face.
Has he?
Yeah. Well, I was at the Garlic and Shots in London, and I was wasted as wasted can be, and all of a sudden there was this like sloppy thingy on my cheek, and I turned my head, and it was Dave.
Well, we have to examine your pores, there might be some kind of a DNA left there, so we can clone him.
Yeah, clone.
In case,
and we can finally have a good drummer.
Indeed, yeah, because, the previous one gets these stigmas, like marks of Christ all the time. We should have a plan B, That's,
he's a legend, though. He's a legend, isn't he? He's really kind of, I mean, when we first saw him, well, I first saw him in a band called Scream, actually, years ago, like a hardcore band. Yeah. But yeah, when he was in Nirvana, he was just at the back doing the drums. But then, we've seen so much from him since then. He's drummed on Killing Joke albums, and he's done all kinds of projects. He's doing that Sound City thing at the moment. He's just a really, really busy, kind of nice guy, isn't he? Yeah,
he's like a Renaissance man.
And what is it about Foo Fighters for you? Just really strong songwriting.
No, the songs are good, and then just the feel of the band is good. One by One as a record, it just has a nice feel. It's nice to put on, and it just kind of makes you, when you lose your hope. It brings
it brings
times
back
like
hope.
These you'll learn to love again.
Lovely.
Which is of course bullshit. Come on.
None of us believe it.
I do.
Right, it's Kerrang Radio. I'm here with Ville, Valo, of course, and Midge from him. We've chatted about the new album. They're just choosing some songs, some tracks for the show. And yes, what's next? What's next, Ville?
Well, since Mige is going with all the really soppy ones, I want to keep it heavy and real, right?
Yes.
So, another obvious choice, we can't leave Black Sabbath out of it.
No.
So we need to have Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. I haven't heard that in radio in such a long time. It's one of my favorite riffs, one of my favorite songs ever. And also, that's one of the first songs, if you think of it, that had that heavy, easy going thing. It has that nobody will ever let you know. That really pretty part after the super heavy chorus.
Sing to me, baby.
Ooh. No, but it's a beautiful song, and that was kind of like, I think that song was actually my introduction to Black Sabbath. So for me, I lost my virginity when it comes to that particular band.
Well, yeah, Sabbath, very special band, because we're here in Birmingham, of course. That's where Kerrang Radio is situated, and that's where Black Sabbath came from. Just up the road. And yes, total legends, absolute legends. They're actually in the studio now, aren't they? Finishing up or kind of getting together their album with Ozzy, which is quite fascinating.
Yeah, the new one, 13. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah,
it's good. Overwhelming.
Apparently they've said it sounds like satanic blues, which is a great,
really?
a great thing.
Wow.
So it's all proper blues, satanic.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Hell Hound on My Trail.
Their early stuff.
yeah.
Their early stuff was really bluesy, wasn't it? You know, when it started, and just there's not much you can say about them. They were just great band. Geezer Butler, brilliant bass player. Bill Ward, brilliant drummer. Ozzy was great as well, and Tony Iommi, the riff master, really.
Indeed.
Let's listen to it anyway. This is Black Sabbath, of course, on.